It was a cold winter morning in New York. Light snow was falling on the city streets. Steam on the cafe and restaurant windows, and the laughter of the people sitting inside was melting the cold. Somewhere among the skyscrapers, there was a small coffee shop. It's a little bean whose old wooden walls and soft jazz music could make anyone stop for a while. At a corner table sat Nathan Carter, the same Nathan Carter who was the CEO of America's fastest-growing tech company, Carter Innovations. He had wealth, name, and power. But today his clothes were like that of an ordinary driver or handyman. Old jeans, a dark green jacket, fingers trembling lightly from the cold, and hair unstyled. No one could have guessed by looking at him that he was a billionaire CEO. There was tiredness and a strange restlessness in Nathan's eyes. In the last 3 months, he had been on 99 blind dates. Every time presenting himself as poor to see which girl would accept him beyond his money. Every date ended in rejection, sometimes direct, sometimes with polite excuses. Each time, his faith broke a little more. He remembered his childhood. In a small town in Ohio, he had grown up in poverty with his parents. Watching his mother always endure people's taunts, Nathan had decided he would become someone so that no one would judge him for his money. But now, when he had everything, the same old fear had returned in his heart. Would someone want him as Nathan Carter, or just because he was a CEO? The bell on the cafe door rang. A girl walked in, long coat, an old leather bag in her hand, open hair, a faint smile. Her name was Emily Parker, a schoolteacher living in Brooklyn. She often managed with her small paycheck. Emily valued honesty in people more than money. Emily looked around, her eyes fell on Nathan. He was sitting at a corner table awkwardly, as if waiting for someone. Emily's friend had pushed her for this blind date. Why not give it a chance? Emily herself had no expectations. Emily, hi, you're Nathan. Nathan gave a slight smile. Yes, hi, Emily. Both sat down. The waiter handed them menus. Nathan intentionally ordered the cheapest coffee and muffin. Emily just took herbal tea. There was an awkward silence between them. Emily noticed that Nathan was nervous, but there was no arrogance in his eyes, only softness. Emily, so what do you do? Nathan hesitating a bit. I do odd jobs. Delivery, sometimes repairs. Nothing fancy. Emily smiled. That's fine. At least you work hard. Nathan hadn't expected Emily to give a judgmental expression, but she genuinely appreciated him. Nathan, most people don't see it that way, Emily. Most people care too much about money. I care about how someone treats others. For the first time, Nathan felt warmth in his heart. He noticed Emily's laugh, a laugh without calculation. The conversation slowly began to open up. Emily spoke about her childhood, her students, and her dreams. Nathan just listened. For decades, no one had genuinely asked him questions. The snow outside grew heavier. The cafe became cozier. Emily noticed Nathan's old jacket. Its zipper was broken. She casually asked, "You okay with this cold?" Nathan laughed and said, "I'm used to it." While answering Emily's questions, Nathan felt as if he really was Nathan. Not a CEO. His company, his private jet, his millions, all became irrelevant in this moment. There was a fear in Nathan's heart. If Emily found out his real identity, would she also walk away like the other 99? When the date came to an end, Nathan tried to pay the bill. Emily insisted on splitting it. Nathan didn't resist. He quietly thought, she's different. While walking out, Emily looked at Nathan. Emily, thanks for the tea. You're not like the others. Nathan with a slight smile. Neither are you. Both walked off in opposite directions. But for the first time, a strange hope awakened in Nathan's heart. That night, Nathan was sitting in his penthouse, expensive whiskey, untouched. The city lights pouring in through the window. But his mind was stuck on Emily, her simplicity, her honesty. Nathan looked at himself in the mirror. Not CEO Nathan Carter, just Nathan. For the first time, he felt that perhaps the end of this experiment was near. Emily, too, while returning home on the subway, was thinking, there was something different about Nathan. He didn't seem fake. Maybe I should see him again. 3 days later, in a small community park in Brooklyn, children were playing. Snow was still lightly falling. Emily was sitting with worksheets for her school children. Her scarf flew to Nathan's feet. Nathan was sitting there on the bench holding a cheap coffee cup, wearing a casual hoodie and jeans. Emily was startled. "Nathan, here?" Nathan smiling. "Hi, Emily. I work nearby. Saw you sitting here." Emily laughed. "Well, that's a coincidence." "Nathan, can I join?" Emily, "Sure." Both sat on the bench. Children were shouting in the playground at a distance. Emily showed her notebooks to Nathan. She was making drawings for the children. Nathan was looking with genuine interest. "Nathan, you're really good with kids." "Emily, they're my world. They don't judge. They just trust." Nathan was pricked by her words. They didn't judge, he began to think. Is he himself testing Emily? Is this fair? Emily asked Nathan casually. "So, how's work? Deliveries keeping you busy?" Nathan hesitating a little. "Yeah, it's okay. It's not much money, but I manage." Emily looked at him with sincerity. "Money isn't everything, Nathan. You seem like someone who's trying. It matters more." Nathan saw genuine empathy in her eyes. He offered Emily an ice cream treat. Emily laughed and said, "It's freezing out here and you're talking about ice cream." Nathan, sometimes sweet things taste better in the cold. Both walked towards the nearby ice cream truck. Nathan took a vanilla cone for Emily, chocolate for himself. Emily asked casually, "Do you live alone?" Nathan, "Yeah, small apartment. Nothing fancy." Emily, "At least it's yours." Nathan noticed her. Emily saw everything from a positive angle. Her simplicity was slowly making a place in Nathan's heart. That evening, Nathan dropped Emily at the subway. Emily asked Nathan, "Will I see you again?" Nathan said without thinking, "I'd like that." That night, Nathan became restless after returning to his penthouse. He opened the laptop and searched about Emily. Emily's social media profile was almost blank. No flashy pictures, no rich friends, just photos with students. Nathan asked himself, am I falling for her? Or is this just another test? He went to his company's office. 75th floor, glass walls, expensive furniture. His assistant Claire gave him a report. Claire asked, "Sir, are you sure about this poor guy experiment? It's been months. Board members are starting to question your mental health." Nathan gave Claire a stern look. "I'm fine. I'm going to finish this." "Claire, you look different lately." "Softer, Nathan. Maybe I've found someone who's not like the rest." Claire gave a half smile. "Just don't break her heart, Nathan." Nathan kept thinking, when should he tell Emily the truth? The next week was Emily's birthday. Nathan invited her to a small diner. He brought an old-style cake just for Emily. No diamond gift, no flashy bouquet. Just a simple cake. Emily blew the candle. Nathan softly said, "Happy birthday." Emily laughed and said, "You remembered?" Nathan, of course. Emily asked Nathan, "You don't talk much about yourself?" "Why?" Nathan looked into her eyes. "Because people judge." Emily put her hand on his hand. "I won't." Guilt started growing inside Nathan. He was showing Emily the poor delivery boy image, but in reality he was a multimillionaire CEO. While dropping Emily at the subway, he said, "You're different. No one's ever cared like this." Emily softly said, "Nathan, we all need someone who sees us, not what we have." For the first time, tears came into Nathan's heart. He quickly turned his face. Meanwhile, Nathan's rivals had got wind of his experiment. Rumors began in the media. Carter Innovations CEO missing from public view. Board members became restless. Nathan's right-hand man, James, called him. "Sir, if the press finds out about your double life, it'll be chaos." Nathan hung up the phone. For him, Emily was now more important than headlines. One night, Nathan and Emily were walking. Emily casually said, "You know, Nathan, sometimes I think you're hiding something. Like, you're not who you say you are." Nathan's heart skipped. "Why do you think that, Emily?" "Because you're too polished for a delivery guy. The way you talk, the way you carry yourself." Nathan laughed and deflected. "Maybe I'm just good at pretending." Emily half smiled. "Or maybe you're scared." Nathan had no words. He kept looking at Emily's face, her honesty, her courage. That night Nathan made a decision. He would test Emily, the final test. He called Emily, "Can you meet me tomorrow evening at the old pier?" Emily, "Sure. Everything okay?" Nathan, "Yeah, just something important." His plan was simple. He would deliberately put Emily in a tough situation, and then decide whether to tell her the truth or not. Cold wind was blowing on the pier. Both were standing on the old wooden planks. Nathan said to Emily, "What if? I told you I've been lying to you." Emily looked at him calmly. "About what, Nathan?" "About who I am, about my life." Emily took a deep breath. "Nathan, everyone hides something. I don't care what you have or don't have. I just care about who you are with me." Nathan was stunned. He searched in Emily's eyes. No greed, no calculation. He was about to say something when Nathan's bodyguard, who was standing at a distance, accidentally saw Nathan's company ID fallen from Emily's bag. It had Nathan Carter, CEO, written on it. Emily picked it up and saw. Emily shocked. "CEO, Nathan Carter. You're him?" Nathan's heart beat fast. "Emily, I was going to tell you." Emily stepped back. "You lied to me. Your months." Nathan reached out his hand. "Please listen." There was hurt in Emily's eyes. "I trusted you." She turned and walked away from the pier. Nathan stood there, cold wind on his face. The truth of his months-long experiment was now in front of Emily, but the girl he trusted the most had left him. An odd emptiness came into Nathan's heart. He whispered, "Emily." The sound of Emily's feet on the wooden planks of the pier was slowly going farther away. The cold wind was cutting her cheeks, but the burning in her chest was from Nathan's lie. Nathan remained standing there. His hand stayed in the air. That night, Emily switched off her phone. She came into her apartment, took off her jacket, threw the bag into the corner, and fell on the couch. There were tears in her eyes. How could he? Her students' faces came into her mind. She used to teach them honesty, teach them trust, and this happened with herself. Emily looked at herself in the mirror. "I'm such a fool." Nathan was walking restlessly in his penthouse. The expensive whiskey was untouched. Even the city lights looked hollow to him. Claire came inside. "Claire, sir." "She knows." "Nathan, I messed up, Claire. I lied to the only person who saw me." Claire softly, "Then stop acting like a CEO. Be a man who apologizes." Nathan collapsed on the chair. He picked up the phone, called Emily. Phone off. He sent dozens of messages. "Please, just talk to me." No reply. Nathan took a drastic step the next morning. He left the company on temporary leave, canceled the press conference, sent an emergency email to the board. "I'll be unavailable for 2 weeks." Then he took the subway, reached Emily's school. Children were playing in the school playground. Emily was checking papers. Nathan stood at the gate. For the first time, he hadn't worn a suit. He was just wearing a simple sweater and jeans. Emily saw him. There was disappointment in her eyes. "Shouldn't be here." Nathan slowly came near her. "Emily, please, just hear me once." Emily shook her head. "You lied to me for months. You made me part of your experiment. Nathan, I didn't mean to hurt you. I wanted someone to see me, not my money." Emily laughed with bitterness. "You could have just told me the truth. Trust works both ways." Nathan looked towards the kids. "You teach them honesty, I know, and you're right. You broke that." Emily said coldly, "I have class. Please leave." Nathan slowly went out of the gate. His footsteps were slow, heavy. Nathan took a completely different approach the next day. He made an anonymous donation to Emily's school fund, but with a note. "For your kids. From someone who believes in what you do." Emily read the donation slip. The handwriting was Nathan's. She folded the paper. There were mixed feelings in her heart. 2 days later, Emily was standing on the platform at the subway station. Nathan was standing on the opposite platform. In the crowd, their eyes met. Nathan just raised his hand. No words. The train came. Nathan went away. Emily remained standing there. One of her students' mothers said to her, "You know, not many people donate like that. Whoever he is, he cares." Emily's eyes became moist. Nathan completely stripped himself. He started a small volunteer job in Emily's neighborhood, in a homeless shelter. He left the expensive car, started commuting by old bike. He had gone out not to impress Emily, but to change himself. Emily saw him one day in the shelter. She was surprised.
What?
"Emily, you're working here, Nathan?" "Yeah, feels real." Emily said to him after a long pause. You didn't have to. Nathan softly. I needed to. To remember who I was before all this, Emily looked at his face. Nathan looked genuinely tired but peaceful. That evening, Nathan and Emily sat on the bench outside the shelter. The sun was setting. Nathan, Emily, I can't change what I did, but I can change what I do now. No more lies, no more experiments, just me. Emily, it's not that simple, Nathan. Trust takes time, Nathan. Then I'll wait. As long as it takes. Emily looked at him in silence. Her students' voices were in her mind. We forgive Miss Parker. She took a slow breath. One chance. Not as a CEO, not as some experiment. As Nathan. Nathan's eyes brightened. Thank you. After that, Nathan started supporting Emily in small things. Buying art supplies for her class. Arranging field trips for her students, but never taking credit. Emily slowly noticed. Nathan no longer showed off. He just genuinely cared. One rainy evening, Emily got ready to go to his penthouse, where she had gone the first time. Nathan hadn't invited her. Emily herself came out of curiosity. Nathan opened the door. The apartment was minimalist. No flashy parties, just books, plants, and a piano. Emily said softly, So this is you, Nathan. This is me, without the mask. Emily touched the piano. Nathan softly played, the same tune he used to hear in childhood. Emily closed her eyes. She said to Nathan, I'm still hurt. But I see you trying, Nathan softly. I'll keep trying. A week later was the annual function of Emily's students. Nathan was sitting quietly in the background. Emily was on stage dancing with the kids. She saw Nathan. No suit, no bodyguards, just a simple man clapping for kids. Warmth came into her heart. Nathan gave a small surprise like Emily's birthday. This time no cake, no fancy gift, just a handwritten letter. You taught me that love isn't about tests, it's about showing up. Emily wiped her tears while reading the letter. It was spring. The streets of New York were slowly glowing with sunshine. Nathan was now fully busy with volunteer work. He was organizing an art workshop for Emily's students. Emily was there too, quietly supervising. She saw that Nathan was no longer the old arrogant CEO, just the man who genuinely cared. Kids surrounded Nathan. Sir, can you show us how to paint the skyline? Nathan smiled. Of course. Emily watched him from a distance. In her heart were both warmth and respect. After the workshop, Nathan called Emily to the park bench. Air was slightly cold. Birds were chirping. Nathan, Emily, I've learned something important. Life isn't about impressing people with money or status. It's about presence, honesty, and showing up for the ones you care about. Emily softly smiled. You've shown that, Nathan. Slowly, but I see it. Nathan gently extended his hands. Can I start over? Not as a CEO? Not as someone testing you? Just as me? Emily paused. Her heartbeats were fast. She slowly placed her hand in his. One chance. That's all. Nathan softly said, I don't need more than that. Some weeks later, Nathan organized a summer camp for the kids at Emily's school. He worked tirelessly, arranging games, painting sessions, even overnight stays for volunteers. Seeing it, Emily felt that Nathan had now truly become selfless. One evening, it was the camp's closing ceremony. Nathan took the mic on stage. Kids were cheering. Emily was in the audience, proud and emotional. Nathan softly said, This camp wasn't about showing off. It's about teaching kids the values that Miss Parker instilled in me. Honesty, care, and kindness. Thank you, Emily, for showing me the real meaning of leadership and love. There were tears in Emily's eyes. She softly whispered, You finally got it, Nathan. Nathan came down from the stage. He stood near Emily. He gently held her hand. Now, can I be part of your life? Not as a CEO, not as a test, just as Nathan? Emily smiled and said, Yes. But remember, honesty first, always. Nathan nodded. The kids clapped. Sunshine and laughter spread around the park. That evening, Nathan arranged a rooftop dinner for Emily. Simple. Lights, candles, music, and a telescope. The city's skyline was glowing. Emily looked toward the telescope. Nathan softly said, I wanted you to see the city. the way I see life now. Bright, real, full of possibilities. Emily looked at Nathan. In her heart were both warmth and trust. Nathan softly whispered, "I promise, no more games, just us." Emily slowly leaned, their lips softly touched. The first kiss, gentle, meaningful, pure. Weeks passed. Nathan and Emily together, now a real couple. Nathan had completely transformed, from arrogant CEO to humble, caring partner. Emily, though cautious at first, now trusted fully. Emily's students often saw Nathan helping in small ways, painting, teaching, even cooking for them. Kids adored him. Emily whispered one day, "Looks like you've truly changed." Nathan smiled, "Because you showed me how." Sunset at the park. Nathan and Emily sit on a bench, hands intertwined, kids playing around, city glowing behind them. Nathan softly says, "Life taught me the hardest lesson. Love isn't about tests or status. It's about showing up every single day." Emily smiles, resting her head on his shoulder. "And you showed up." Camera pans to kids laughing, city lights twinkling, birds flying home. A perfect, inspirational closure. Nathan and Emily finally together. Not because of money, tests, or status, but because of trust, honesty, and genuine love. Friends, if this story has touched your heart, then definitely share it with others. Like, share, and comment, and yes, do not forget to subscribe to the channel to hear more such heart-touching stories. Your one small click gives us the strength to create more such stories.